Oh my God. Please don't tell me this is true. Yo, what's up, Swag? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Laura, aka KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Anthony Richardson, True Colors are coming out. And then Matt B. Great said at the end, I knew it. Let's get into the video, man. I don't want to do too much talking.
If you say Anthony Richardson's true colors are coming out, and low key, this is very low
What
key,
happened?
I always knew he was this type of person. This may not seem like the biggest deal in the world, but it tells you everything you need to know about him, trust me.
Let's see, bro. Let's see, or if it's just clickbait. Let's see.
The one thing I've learned in this life as I've gotten older and slightly matured a little bit is that people's true colors eventually are going to come out. It's not
That's
a matter
true.
of if they're going to come out, it's a matter of when. It's going to happen. I got to give it to some people, though. They're really good at hiding it, and I'm sure many of you out there, you know people like this. But, and I have a big but, I don't care how long they think they can manipulate you, eventually they're going to slip up and those true colors are going to be revealed. For football players, though, I think it's a little different because it's harder for them to hide it compared to your regular person. Normally, I'm not saying 100% of the time, but I'm saying more times than not, the way a quarterback, running back, wide receiver acts on the field, that's how they act off of the field as well. The one example that comes to my mind, maybe the best example I can use, is Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was a cocky, arrogant prick on the field, and that's how he was off the field. Johnny Manziel felt like he was invincible, the best thing since sliced bread on the field, and that's how he felt off the field. That's how he acted. He had a little ego to him, which I don't think there's anything wrong with, but I think the greatest comparison in the world is he acted like a frat boy. On the flip side, you got guys like Justin Herbert, Peyton Manning, who are some of the most humblest people you ever meet. I could go on and on. I think you get the point. But in today's video, on this beautiful and lovely Saturday, we're here to talk about how Anthony Richardson's true colors are coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, what Anthony Richardson just did, it should tell you everything you need to know about this young man. I know hindsight's 20/20, but for some odd reason, I always had this gut feeling this was the type of person he actually was. We're going to talk all about that in today's video. We're not doing no intro, none of that. It's relatively simple. If you like the content, consider joining our community. We're just a bunch of guys and girls that like football. If you don't want to join, that's cool too. I'm Matt Ball,
I'm shocked right now.
Let's get it.
Shocked.
Let's just get straight into it. We may talk about what Hendon Hooker said after this main topic. I haven't decided, but we're getting into Anthony Richardson first. This story and this entire situation I'm about to show you and we're about to get into, it speaks volumes about Anthony Richardson's character. Let me give you some context. So this was before the NFL draft. A ton of the guys that the Colts thought they might draft, they had them together for a big dinner. I hope that makes sense. All the draftees, they were in a room together eating food. And I'm going to show you what it says word for word right here. During a dinner attended by all potential draftees, the room was left in disarray as everyone started to leave. However, Richardson chose to stay behind and began clearing the tables before the staff returned to clean up. If you don't understand this, let me explain. Richardson and all of his buddies or the people at the event, they were eating, and the other guys, not Richardson, but the other guys there, they left a mess and they walked out. And instead of Richardson having this big head and ego and walking out as well, thinking he's some big-time hot shot because he's going to be a top 5 NFL draft pick, you know what he did? He said, no, let me stay behind and clean it up. Keep in mind, this is nice. So impressive about all of this. This is really who he is. There wasn't any cameras around whatsoever. Because nowadays, you know what I'm talking about. People just do stuff for cameras. He didn't do this for cameras. He did this because it's the type of person he is. Continuing along, so as he's cleaning it up all by himself, the other guys didn't help. Troy Benson, if you don't know who that is, I'll show you right here. The NFL's vice president of football operations came up to Richardson and told him that he didn't need to do it. And you know what happened next? Richardson said, and this is word for word, that it was unfair to expect the staff to clean up the mess left by the draftees. Richardson insisted on staying to help until the room was completely tidy, even though he was given the option to leave. Oh, man.
Damn!
I've seen this. I saw it late last night, and even now, just going back over this with all of you guys, I don't know why this is getting me emotional. I'm not saying I'm going to cry.
That's real. That's real nice, man.
I think what I'm trying to say is, I really appreciate it, and it made me happy. I don't know if that sounds weird or corny, but it's just a good feeling to know there's great people out here.
Yeah, bro, that's really good,
But it's an even better feeling to know a guy like this who just got paid $30 million, he's on top of the world, he still has humility. I mean, come on.
I'm sorry, he's a nice dude and everything, but we gonna whip that ass when we see them when they play my Patriots. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say, but let's get into it.
Now, I'm talking to my guys here. I know we got some.
He a
lady
cool
viewers, but
dude,
this is for my
man.
guys. We all have egos. If you say
Yeah.
you don't have an ego, you're straight up lying. We all like to think we're the man and we're the big time hot shot. And Anthony Richardson, in one of the biggest moments of his life, when he could have had a huge ego, he decided not to. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I know his family situation because I don't, but whoever raised this man, they did a good job. And he's so young too. And remember, we talked about this on draft night. This was part of the
because he did
reason
not have
why
to do that,
Anthony
to be
Richardson
honest.
got taken over Will Levis by the Colts. The Colts were worried about Will Levis's attitude problem because I'm not saying this is true. This is according to allegations and rumors and reports. Apparently,
Okay,
Will
rumors
Levis,
and reports.
you know, he thinks he's all that. I don't want to dive into that too much
damn.
because I don't want to turn this.
I
into
mean,
a
look at the
negative video,
picture.
but if you know,
Look at the picture. You just said he thinks he's all that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. He look like one of them frat boys. You know, got a little tattoo on his arm. You know, got a nice body. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not to be sus, but I got a nice body. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, bro got his tongue out. He looked like he just walk around campus like I am the shit. He looked like it, so that's probably why for real.
you know. There's been a lot of rumors going around that.
But
Will
Matt,
Levis,
be great. You
he's
think
got
you're
a little
slick. You
cockiness
gonna
to
pick
him.
that
He's
video.
got
I
a
ain't
little
gonna lie,
of that, I guess you
he
could
look
say,
good.
Baker Mayfield to him. I can't emphasize enough how much I love this, but let's continue on. Richardson also told Vincent, quote unquote, "We left this room in an unacceptable condition."
Fairlife is ultra filtered for 50% less sugar and 50% more protein.
Oh my God, I'm not.
And it's not right for us to expect these staff to clean it all up. You see, that also speaks volumes to his character because most people, what are they going to say? Oh, yeah, that's their job. That's their job to clean it up. No big deal. I think a great comparison is it's the same principle when you pick up something in the grocery store and you decide 3 aisles later you don't want it, so you just throw it in some random place. What do most people say? Oh, yeah, well, it's the store's job to fix all this stuff and clean it up. Same thing with carts and buggies. The people that don't push the carts to where they need to go, well, they say, oh, yeah, well, that's their job to get them. It's just little things like that. Anthony
That's
Richardson,
true.
even though it is their job, he still didn't feel entitled enough to leave the room dirty and filthy. And I know what a lot of you are going to say, Matt, come on, man, why are we talking about this? This ain't a big deal. And I understand that perspective. You
It
may not
actually
think it's a
is,
big
though.
deal, but I do. It's little stuff like this that is going to show you how people really are. This may not seem like the biggest deal in the world, but it tells you everything you need to know about them. Trust me. And hold on. Since we're talking about it, let me bring this up. I'm going to remind you yet again. This happened before he was drafted by the Colts. So I don't want to hear anybody try to say, oh, yeah, well, of course he's doing that. They just paid him $35 million. No. This was before the draft. That's what makes it even 10 times more impressive. As I'm looking at all this, I just
That's
stumbled
crazy. It
across
was
this
before
video
the
on
draft.
Twitter, and I think you would really like seeing this. Don Kleeman, hope I'm saying that correctly, he tweeted out, "The guy seems to have such a good head on his shoulders. I captured and shared a recent video of him just appreciating the situation he's in and how quote-unquote happy he is to be the NFL with the Colts." And here's what he's talking about. Matt wrote a clip.
I just been all smiles. I've been grateful to be here. You know, I'm extremely thankful to be here. It's exciting. You know, all I got to worry about is football and making sure I'm doing the right things in life. You know, so that's the best part. Get to play with great guys. You know, I got great coaches. So I'm very thankful for this organization, and I'm happy.
Man, oh man, I don't know what it is. That
Damn.
just makes me smile. It makes me happy. I
That's
love
nice.
this kid. I love everything about him. How can you not like him? I don't care what any of you say. Anthony Richardson's true colors are coming out. And low key, this is very
Yeah.
low key, I always knew he was this type of person. Ever since he arrived at Florida, he was always this nice, humble young man who had zero problems off the field. And when you're looking
That's
for a
good.
franchise quarterback, that's what you want. You don't want a quarterback who acts like a wide receiver. What I mean by that? Well, most wide receivers act like divas. You want your quarterback to be level-headed and be calm, cool, and collected, and that's what Anthony Richardson is. But to go on top of that, great person, great human. Also, check this out. I'm going to end the video off with this. So the Colts schedule, it just got released. And the first thing I noticed with this is your first 10 games are very winnable. I mean, seriously, take a look at week 4 through 10. You got the Rams, winnable game.
Nah,
Titans,
not
they don't even
beat-
have a quarterback. You got the Jags,
Not
yeah, they're
beating the
all right.
Ravens.
Browns, Saints, Panthers, and Patriots. None of those are outstanding teams. The Colts
All right,
could do
chill
something
out.
special
We're
this year,
beating
but
them.
guess
Chill
what?
out.
This is what I
My
can't wait
Patriots
to
beating
watch and
them.
what I'm looking forward to the most. It's all up to Anthony Richardson. Just in this 10-game stretch alone, if he does good, I
He
think
beat
they
the
could go
Texans and the
7-3.
Jags, most likely.
But if he does
Not the
bad,
Ravens,
I
not the
think they could go
Rams.
3-7.
Not the Titans.
It's all up to him. But what he did and what we talked about in today's video, I
Not
love it
beating
so
the
much.
Browns.
I could go on and on. I could sit up here for 3.
That's dead, to be honest. I mean, Matt, great. I don't know all about that. Then they paying Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Deshaun Watson might be on his shit this year, man. But anyways, man, I love you. He is true colors, man. He a cool dude, man. Hey, man, I hope he go crazy, man. I hope he stay healthy. I mean, well, yeah, I hope all the rookies, everyone in the NFL, be healthy, man. We don't got to see nobody get hurt or anything like that, man. So, yeah, man, stay swagged up.